Hey everybody, welcome to Grown Man Record Night. And we skipped a damn week. We didn't mean to skip a damn week, but we ended up having to skip a damn week. My cable provider last week, actually it wasn't the cable provider per se, it turns out my modem crapped out. I thought it was Time Warner Cable and I thought they sucked anyhow, but it was the end of my modem's life. And so we had to get a gentleman out here on Sunday. He actually came out on Sunday and replaced the modem. We got a brand new jobber running like a mug. Would you say it's running like a mug? I think it's running like a mug. And so
Yes.
yes, yeah, we've gotten some good speeds from our new modem. And so, sorry we couldn't be with you last week, but what it did do, it did give us a chance to catch up on a little bit of the lag that we've got on the YouTube channel, because we'd like to remind you that you can always catch your favorite Grown Man Record Night segments on the YouTube channel. It's at youtube.com.
They saw the graphic earlier.
Yeah, youtube.com.
Should I go back to it?
Yeah, show that one more time if you would, please.
Yeah, well,
Go to youtube.com /Machete Miller, and you can see all these segments. There it is.
now if you were a faithful viewer, you would have seen this right before we came on because you were
Right.
anticipating.
Right. Of course, but
Anticipating.
I don't always be paying attention. I don't always be paying attention. So anyhow, we had a little stumble last week, and but we still, you know what? Steve Jones came over, who always comes. You were gone last week, and so Steve was going to come over to pick up the slack. What was you going off doing? Tell us a little bit, cameraman, about what you were out there doing.
Oh, we put some things in for people.
Yeah. Now tell me, what's this program called? What's this program called that you go participate in every year?
It's called the We Go Help.
No. That's not the actual brand name.
Well, if you want to give money, you got to go to asp.org.
ASP.org.
That's all I'll say. If you wanna
Appalachian
give money,
Service
give them some money.
Project.
Either give them some money or go help. One or the other.
So you go up there and you help poor people by fixing up their homes and whatnot.
Well, depends on how you define poor.
Some people that need some help.
Yeah.
So you go up there and give them a little help. So
Yeah,
that's what
they appreciate it.
good people
I
do.
appreciate it.
Yeah. All right.
It's good stuff.
ASP.org. Right. You go donate money or
Pretty sure,
donate your
yeah.
time. Go up there and swing a hammer.
If that's not right, then you can find it. Look it up.
Swing a hammer. All right, so that he was gone. Steve Jones came over, but the modem crapped out. So you know what we did? Did I even tell you what we did?
You did not broadcast with your iPhone, which would have been a good backup.
Yeah, we could have broadcast with the iPhone, but what we ended up doing was we sat here and chilled. We listened to records. We had some fellowship. And,
Fellowship's good.
Yeah, and we ate some chips. We did everything that we would normally do. We just weren't broadcasting. It was cool. I mean, it sucked that we couldn't broadcast or record a segment even. We could have. It would have been janky. But we still did our shit, man. That's what Grown Man Record Night's about. That's where it was born. It was born way before broadcasting live on Ustream and putting up segments on YouTube. It just came from
That's the technology.
hanging out, listening to records, and having a cold beer at the end of the week like a grown
Cold
man
beer.
does. Cold beer. Yeah, so that, anyhow, so we're back live this week, and but that's given us a chance to catch up on the YouTube channel and whatnot. Let's see, what else is going on? Wanted to mention one new release. Not a lot of good shit's been coming out here in the last few weeks, necessarily. But I did want to mention Thundercat. You familiar with Thundercat?
Yeah, Lionel.
Nope.
Yeah, he had the
Lion-O.
Oh, Lionel.
Yeah, I don't know.
Lionel's the train.
No, so
What gauge do you like?
Gouge.
Double O. I like double O. I think. I'm not sure. Or S.
Thundercat is this. It's kind of electronic-y, R&B, soul. It's got elements of all kinds of stuff. It's this bass virtuoso named Steve Bruner, and he's done a lot of work with Flying Lotus. Flying Lotus puts out some good records. Who's also he's John Coltrane's. He's related to John Coltrane. Great nephew, something in there. I don't know. But did want to mention, I've checked this one out. I actually streamed this record online, and it's really good. The name of the album is Apocalypse, and it's off of Brainfeeder Records in LA. And it's got a combination of all kinds of cool shit on it. You can really hear Flying Lotus's influence. He's got some production. I think he produced
say
the
the S
album.
word.
No S word?
Don't say the S word. Turns people off.
3, 2, 1.
Start.
Welcome to Grown Man Record Night, where we don't use the S word much, hardly, almost at all. Here's one of those red pics you was looking for.
Yeah, it is. Thanks for that.
Yeah. So, hey, I tell you what, we've been doing a little something different this evening.
Oh, that's a 1. I want a 3.
You want the 3?
No, this is a 3. I want a 1.
Jamming on the 3. We've been doing something a little different this evening. Something we don't normally do. We have a hierarchy that we go through here on the program each week. We start with some even Dixieland or older jazz, and we start easing into some nice classic jazz, your Miles Davis, your John Coltrane, that kind of stuff. And then we slide on into some funk, and then some rock and roll. We'll throw some lounge in there. We'll throw some hip hop in there. We'll throw some different things in there. But that's been kind of the format so far. You know what I mean? We've had a hierarchy, wouldn't you say?
Did you say floor mat?
Floor mat.
Like in the car?
Yep.
They throw them in for, when you buy the car.
My mom bought a car this week.
My parents are about to buy a car.
Yeah. So anyhow, this week, what we've been doing is a complete, all mixed up. We've been all mixed up all night long. Yeah. We played a mix of jazz records, funk records, rock records, all kinds of crazy stuff, just to kind of keep it fresh and hopping. We're seeing what people like the best. Like the mixing it up, the no format, or you like the natural progression of things, jazz to funk to rock. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. This has been fun. I don't know if I want to do this every time. It's been fun though. You hear a jazz record, then you hear a Steve Miller record.
We're going to do a 45. No.
We
might. Here's what's going to happen.
Saying we're going to do a 45.
We need.
Night. We don't.
In this circumstance, we need viewer feedback. If we have enough viewer feedback to warrant a random
Cherry Pie, good song.
A random 45 blowout. By random, we will sample them first and make sure they're not awful.
Yeah.
But we'll go through. There's like
have a cachet to pull from.
There's like 545s here.
Sure.
We could spend days.
We could spend days.
Yeah.
Right?
Anyway.
Yeah.
We should.
I also told Steve Jones, friend of the program, we should find a charity that we want to give to. We could do the Appalachian Service Project. We'll do a telethon thing where we go 24 hours and each take shifts, like doing different little DJ shifts. And
there you go, using the S word again.
Shifts. And we'll raise money for a good cause. We'll get people to donate, and we'll do 24 hours straight of records. What do you think about that?
I think we really want to raise the money.
Yeah.
We should keep playing records until there's none left.
Yeah. Until somebody throws up.
Or somebody throws up. But it can't be from drinking or
no.
fish.
Bad fish?
Bad fish. Can't be for either one of those.
Bad fish too.
And you cannot eat too much beef stroganoff and throw up.
That's okay. That's gonna be nasty. That's gonna be nasty. So, like we said, we've been mixing it up. So let's run through some of the stuff that we played this evening.
Oh wait.
Nope. We're gonna run through some of the stuff we've been playing this evening. We did start off jazz. Because we like a jazz here, right? We ain't gonna not play jazz. So we started off with some Dave Brubeck's greatest hits. Ustream was being a bitch earlier. It wasn't letting us record. I didn't know if we were going to be able to record this or not. I was kind of freaking out a little bit, and all of a sudden it was like, okay, you're recording. So I hope this is getting recorded.
Oh, wait, it says stop recording.
We don't say nobody.
It does. I can push the button.
You don't say nobody. So this Dave Brubeck's greatest hits, Cameraman record. We enjoyed that. That was a great record. Followed that up, 2 jazz records in a row off the top, just to keep it old-timey. Les McCann and Eddie Harris. This is Swiss Movements, recorded live at the Montreux Jazz Festival. This is 69 on Atlantic. Boy, I love this record. This has, not only has Compared to What, one of my favorite songs, it's got Cold Duck Time, which the legend has it, they just learned this or recorded this or made this up actually at this session. It's the first time they ever played that song, Cold Duck Time.
Just make a
comment?
to make a comment. I have to hand you a record.
Yeah.
That we both agree is pretty cool. And I think this is one I gave to you.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry to present this to you in this condition, but this is what I just saw when I was getting ready to put it on.
Yeah. Oh, the scratch? Oh, it's broken. Oh, no. That's just terrible.
It played once before.
It played once before, and it must have gave way, or we hit it or something. Oh, that's all right. This is by a band called Quill.
And it's only worth one.
Q-U-I-L.
If it wasn't
L.
broken.
Double L's.
Yeah.
So this is from, this is what they call Boss Town Psych. It's 1970.
If viewers know a way to fix it, please let us know.
So I looked this up. There's only one copy of this around. It's a really rare Psych record, and there's one on eBay right now for $75. No big deal.
And it's broken.
And it's broken. And it was a really cool record. This wasn't in the greatest shape. It was a little poppy, but so it wasn't going to be a $75 record. But it was still cool to listen to, and that sucks. So, you know, it happens. That came out of the big score cameraman picked up not too long ago. That's all right. We won't dwell on the negative here. We're not going to dwell on the negative. So, following up that Les McCann and Eddie Harris, we checked out a little Steve Miller Band. That was the first mix-up. That was the first mix-up card of the evening. This is the Steve Miller Band anthology. This is a double LP that is terrific, and it's got some hits on it. Nice gatefold. It's got some hits on it, but it's got a lot of tracks that I was not familiar with. A lot of the non-radio Steve Miller tracks. It's great. I really enjoy this record. Kind of forget about it, and then I put it on. I'm like, damn it, why don't I play this? This came out of the cameraman's box. It's the Temptations Masterpiece. We listened to one long-ass track on here called Masterpiece, actually. It's the title track. It's 1334. This is 70.
3.5 hours long. Which I've never seen a 33 play for 3.5 hours.
But you wouldn't have believed it was the Temptations. That was a funky instrumental jam, man. It was awesome. I like the Temptations, but some of the tracks on this one more than a lot of stuff is, gee whiz, man, real funky. This is 73 on Motown. And like I said, we jammed the Masterpiece track, the long 1354 track. That's just funky as hell, man. That's where it's at.
I can't believe that quill is broken.
Yeah, I'm trying not to think about it right now. I don't want to dwell on the negative.
You know what? Don't toss them anymore.
No, it ain't the toss.
It might.
No, I set that one. That one was up there.
If
anything, it was from getting scaunched up there on the.
Plain old, we shouldn't toss records anymore.
No.
I do it too.
No, that's not, dude. From here to the ground, flat back.
Just
flat back ain't gonna hurt you.
Don't toss records.
But we followed that up with the incredible Jimmy Smith. Man, this is a great record. This is in great shape.
Beautiful record on.
Oh, it's a Verve. You know, we love the Verve, and this is a program staple. We listen to this quite often here, and I know it's a fan favorite. We've had some feedback on this.
Condition that thing's in.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Great, nice thick cover. That's a fan favorite. We've had some comments on that one, so we keep that in the rotation pretty strong, man. So after we jammed that one, we played another one out of Cameraman's several boxes he picked up. This is by a band called If. It's kind of a psyche, fusion-y, proggy group. I don't know much. But this is the Double Diamond album. This is 73 on Metro Media. Really cool cover with the beer bottle on the front. And this is kind of like I said, psyche prog stuff with a lot of flute in it. And it reminds me of Jethro Tull in a lot of ways with the flute, but it's definitely different. Definitely different. So and we followed that up with a track from this weirdo Mexican mariachi, salsa-y kind of thing. I'm not going to... It's Johnny Albino. And some gentlemen playing some Mexican music on here. And it was pretty good. Hey, this is on the Verve. Did you notice that, camera? No, excuse me. The Vern. Not the Verve. The Vern. V-E-R-N. Let's show that off real quick. Talking about getting faked out. I was like, oh, snap. Verve be making some Mexican tracks. Nope. I was mistaken. So we followed that up. Flamin' Lips, Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots. Picked this up a couple of Christmases ago. This is 2002 on Warner. Really cool gatefold. And even better than that, check out the wax on this mug.
You've had that record since like 1996.
Hold that up. Look at that vinyl, folks. Nice, I don't know what you call that. What color would you call that?
Red.
The cherry red, translucent.
I was just going to say red.
Yeah, it's pretty red. It's good.
Was that my fault? I thought you saw the condition. You had to support the...
And then after that, what we played was this weird-ass band, Hiroshima. And this is Hiroshima.
I don't know.
Tomato. That's what I was going to say about that Flamin' Lips. That tomato red. You know, it's kind of got elements of orange to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim
Neighbors. Is he on the screen? Yeah, there he is. We're watching a little Stroker Ace behind us. Hey, what have we been listening to behind us here? This is Mahavishnu Orchestra's Birds of Fire album.
About to switch over to Joe Jackson.
We're going to listen to a little Joe Jackson, folks, because that's where it's at. What's it called?
The Joe Jackson?
Yeah.
Night and Day, I believe.
Okay.
Or Night and Sky.
That's a good record. It'll surprise you.
I got to walk over there and look.
Yeah, that'll surprise you. So this record, Hiroshima Odori. Look at the picture. Let's show that picture on the back, because that's just. I don't know a whole lot to say about this picture, folks. Other than look at that frickin' picture. That's just crazy. That's crazy business. So anyhow, that's what we've been playing tonight, but we got a lot of new things we need to talk about. Smack back.
Nope.
Let them smack back.
Broke all those records.
Borscht.
I'm sure that record breaking was your
All of them's breaking. I'm
not.
I roughhouse.
100%.
I roughhouse.
I broke a couple 78s this week. They
Yeah.
break so easy.
Oh, they're real brittle. They lacquer.
What's like jar? And they're gone.
Lacquer.
Shellac.
Okay. All right, so that's what we've been playing this evening. We appreciate you staying tuned with us here on Grown Man Record Night. But let's talk about some of our newer purchases and acquisitions this week. And with a little segment we like to call Dig of the Week. Now, here on this Dig of the Week, we got a couple of different angles we want to hit you from, because we've had a lot of cool things come up here, especially since we had to skip a damn week because of the stupid modem crapping out on us. And in that time, some major things have happened. We have had several different acquisitions. Is this record over?
Yeah.
Oh boy! Now we're going to go to some Joe Jackson, who will surprise you. Will surprise you. You never know. You may like it and you don't know about it. Go buy Joe Jackson. Probably pretty racist to me, but when I used to think of like Joe Jackson, I'd be like, oh, that's that soul singer, right? You know, the one that sings the. And I'm like, no, actually, it's pretty 80s kind of stuff. So anyhow, for our Dig of the Week, like I said, we got a few different angles we want to hit this from this week. First of all, to make mention, our good buddy Sean0612, who has made a lot of your classic and favorite Grown Man Record Night graphics and some of these videos that we play during the.
You made my favorite.
The woman.
Oh, that one woman.
Yeah, man. You can put it up there if you want to.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna find
Let's
it.
do a little Sean062 hodgepodge right here. You just go through some of the ones he made real quick. You can see.
I'm gonna hang out on this one for just
here's,
a second.
There's one of the nice young lady. He does some of these cool cheesecake covers. He does some of the pretty much all the cool ones we've gotten recently. You know, there's another cheesecake cover with a nice looking young lady. You got the one with the African American young lady. No, that's another nice chick. Look at that. There's me with a bunch of chicks. That's what I'm talking about. Got the track list down there. Yeah, there's my girl right there. Look at that. All right. Slide on down. Check out a couple more. Oh, that was nice. Look at that, folks. Talk about attention to detail. Man, Sean keeps it real. You got one more? Oh, look at that. That's my head coming out of a hole in the ground.
You're growing.
My head is. Growing Man Record
Growing
Night.
Man.
Growing Man. Okay. All right, so anyhow, Sean's a good friend of the program. Has been for quite some time now.
Hey, so I'm going to go back to camera in
Yeah,
3, 2, 1.
Go back to camera. Okay. We'll just throw that bug in there real quick. All right. We'll let people know what's going on here. So, Sean sent me a package in the mail from New Jersey. Along with a nice letter, he sent me some, the program, some damn records. So, one of the things he sent, look at this. North Carolina is my home. Words by Charles Kuralt, music by Eunice McGloon. Now, I did a little research on this.
There's no way you said that name.
Probably not. But this thing is sealed.
McGloon.
You look at that. Eunice McGlohan. I don't know. This is sealed, man. This is a sealed record. Sean said he picked it up. He noticed it and said he nearly shit himself when he saw it. But it's North Carolina, man. So
I want to hear that.
That's really cool. I looked this up. This is one person on Discogs has this for like $9, man.
Like how do you even listen to that? It's sealed.
I kind of want to put it up on the wall. I know I really want to hear it though. This was actually I did a little research on this.
We have a special place.
This is produced by this is produced by Piedmont Airlines, who was a major employer in this area for many years when we were kids. Well, that was a big employer and a big airline that operated out of this area. And if you don't remember, Charles Kuralt, he hosted CBS Sunday Mornings. That was his big claim to fame. He was a big newsman for CBS for many, many, many years. And I have a unique story about Charles Kuralt that's really, really funny. I'm not necessarily so much proud of it because it's not the proudest story of my days, but it's still a damn funny story. So here's the deal. When I was in college, we was going to NC State at the time, Cameraman and I, and we would go down to UNC Chapel Hill and hang out because the girls were prettier down that way.
Well, there were just a lot more of them.
There was a lot more girls back then.
And they were pretty.
NC State parties always ended with fights, and there's a bunch of meatheads and a bunch of redneck dudes.
Yeah. The cops came and broke them up.
I like to say I'm much more likely to get beat up at NC State, but at UNC Chapel Hill, I was the tough guy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was looking at me like, oh, what's that dude's problem?
You're right. You're right about that. Yeah.
I was the freaky guy there. So
you kept your hair cut short then.
No. I had a ponytail with the long lamb chop. Oh yeah, I looked like a maniac.
It smelled
you kidding
that
me?
certain way. Remember that way your hair smelled?
Yeah, it smelled a certain way.
Not bad, just
So anyhow, the story is
it smelled a certain way.
Good friend of ours, Mr. Horny, who cut my hair for a long time.
It's not a nickname either.
No,
it's his real name.
That's his real name. And so we'd always go hang out at his dorm and party back when we were freshmen, sophomore in college. His dorm was right next door to the official UNC Chapel Hill cemetery. And so I remember one night specifically, I went out there and everybody would go.
2020 came with you.
Everybody would go out in the cemetery and drink and smoke joints and do that kind of business down in there.
I don't know about that.
So we went out there, and I remember I had me a bottle of Cisco. And if you've never had Cisco, they used to call it liquid crack. It's kind of a wine. It's a malt beverage, kind of winey kind of drink. It was
with sugar in it, maybe.
Yeah, it was fairly high in alcohol, but it did something to you. You know, it made you feel a little funny. It wasn't a normal type alcoholic beverage. It made you feel a little something. Kind of like absinthe, where it's like spit everywhere. Where you don't, it's alcohol, but you don't necessarily feel like you drink a few beers. You know, it's got kind of a weird feeling to it, right? So anyhow, I murdered a bottle of Cisco. Just, and we're out there in the cemetery.
Yep.
And we're right there at Charles Kuralt's grave. That's right where Charles Kuralt is buried. And I took that bottle of Cisco and I said,
wait a minute now.
F that MFer. And I busted the bottle of Cisco on Charles Kuralt's grave. which is terrible, by the way. That
is awful.
I love Charles Kuralt. I think he's a great newsman and a great addition.
At the time, he would have appreciated the spirit that you had.
Yeah.
Because he was all about, doing what needs to be done. And at that point, that's what you needed to do.
I was just being an asshole because I thought it was funny. You know what I mean?
No, it was funny.
It was funny. It was funny, and that's why it's a funny story now. But anyhow, I don't endorse that type of behavior. Charles Kuralt is a good gentleman, and I'm very proud to have this sealed copy of the Charles Kuralt record. I'm just saying.
I want to hear that record.
Yeah, we're going to have to play it. It's sealed, so I kind of want
to. We have to open it.
Or we could put it in a frame and hang it up somewhere. I don't know.
It's not doing any good.
Okay. So, hey, would you dig through that stack and hand me that Donald Fagen record? Because I want to talk about that. Sean also sent... it's a Donald Fagen record. Now, if you're not familiar with Donald Fagen, he was one of the lead singers of Steely Dan for many years. And after their breakup in '81, I got some notes here. I got some notes. He released his critically acclaimed album, The Nightfly, which is this, in 1982. Reached number 11 on the Billboard album chart. And somehow I wasn't familiar with this record. Certified platinum.
Name the song that everybody knows. There's probably one of them.
Its premiere single, IGY, What a Beautiful World. Song hit the adult contemporary top 10, peaked at number 26 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Let me put that next.
Well, no, I want that up so we can be able to hear it. So maybe we'll listen to this when we go on break, maybe. So, so this was a big deal. It was nominated for several Grammy Awards, including Album of the Year. Significantly more jazz-based than Fagen's Steely Dan work. So I've listened to it. I really appreciate it. What Sean says about it is that says he owns nearly a dozen of them, right? Which is crazy. That's cool. And he said he feels it's a record that everybody should own, and he wanted to know if I owned it to please find it a home. I did not own it, and I was not really familiar with this record, and I don't know how it's escaped me.
The cover is great.
Really dope cover. Let's hold that up. And the tracks are really cool. It's kind of it's a unique blend of, God, all kinds of stuff. It's a jazzier Steely Dan. It's got, I don't know how to describe it, but it's good. I really enjoy it. So we're going to play some of that here in just a little bit. So I really appreciate that. That's what it's all about, man. That's totally a record I was not familiar with, and it just fell into my lap. It's like, check this out. It's like, that's butter bacon. You know what I mean?
Butter bacon.
Butter bacon.
Put me to the test.
Yep. The last two records Sean sent me, so he sent me 4 records, man. This is really cool. Now, this is something he put out on his own label several years back. It's got some, like, it's kind of DJ records or hip-hop instrumentals. White Shadows Hip-Hop Instrumentality. And there's 2 versions. It's got a cool brain on one side. You know, it's his shit, so it's got some cool graphic work on it.
Name, too.
Yeah, it's really catchy. And I tell you, last week while we were off the...
Wait, those were sealed, too, and you had to open them to listen to them.
Yeah, I had to bust it out, man. Let's hold those up. So what we did last week for fun while we were off the air, I had, since it's a hip-hop instrumental type shit, I had that rocking with some Richard Pryor and the Bicentennial N-Word album, which is something I just recently picked up. And so we played those together and mixed it down and just sat here and chilled and listened to the comedy, but also had some just really nice beats behind it, man. Some real dope beats.
Were they dope?
They were dope. So, and some cool little weird interludes and crazy stuff to go along with it. So, no, we're keeping the dig going, man. We got, so much more to talk about. So much more to talk about. So, also last week, let me just show you this. I don't even know if I can get this up here. Oh! A young lady from work. Okay, easy. A young lady from work hooked me up with a big-ass box of records. And me and Steve Jones split the records up, and we each got about 70 records apiece.
Could you not use the A word?
A word?
A big A box of
apostrophe?
Records. And I was S-ing myself over how many records there were.
Right. That's what I said.
A big A box of records.
Okay. Yeah. Big A box.
Yeah, because...
We'll shorten it up.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
okay.
It's shorter.
So anyhow, I got 70 records from a good friend of mine, Jill, at work, and I couldn't have been any more appreciative. This is crazy. We listened to that Song Remains the Same double LP, the Zeppelin. That was my #1 pick. Me and Steve went back and forth like we're picking for a basketball team. First pick, second pick, and then we kind of agreed on some stuff. And then if we knew that one of us had an album, then the other one could have the other. You know what I'm saying? But so anyhow, look at this. I'm just going to rifle through a few of these. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. Like I said, that Led Zeppelin, crazy business. That was my #1 pick. Lynyrd Skynyrd, Gold and Platinum band. Lynyrd Skynyrd Band, Gold and Platinum. See how they split that up? That confused me. But this is 79 on MCA. It's a compilation. Really cool gatefold, double LP. Believe it or not, folks, even though I'm a redneck, I had no Zeppelin Skynyrd in my collection at all. And this is great. It's got some great tracks. It's got some of the stuff you want to have from Skynyrd. I've got Chicago, and this is Chicago 6. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 5, and now 6, and some more. Stand by. So this is a really cool. I mean, this feels like Money. You know how Money feels on the outside? It's a really cool cover. I really enjoyed that. John Lennon and Yoko Ono, Double Fantasy. This is a cool record. I kind of hung in there and got this really early on in the game, and this is after they got back together and they were kind of working stuff out.
They got back together.
Yeah, so it's got some cool tracks. It's not the best John Lennon work ever, but it's got some interesting tracks. It's definitely worth listening to. I'm going to save this one for just a couple of minutes. How about a little Al Green, Let's Stay Together?
That's my record.
Nope. That's an incredible record. That just kind of... Queen's Greatest Hits. Gotta have it. Marshall Tucker Band, Carolina Dreams. That's awesome. Toto 4. Chicago's Hot Streets. That's the one. That's the one where it's not the number. That's the jumping off point. Hot Streets is officially the Chicago jumping off point.
What's that guy?
Write it down.
Okay.
Peter Cetera?
Hold on, can I see that for a second?
Yeah. Peter Cetera's in there. Peter Cetera's in there.
I want to know.
I am the man who will fight for your honor. Who's that guy?
I want to know what he's got.
Oh, see now. You're just,
What's he doing?
I don't know. Charlie Daniels Band.
He was
Million
hanging
Mile
on.
Reflections. Then we'll rifle through these folks.
Right.
Eagles, One of These Nights.
You don't like
Here's the Chicago Chocolate Bar album. This is, which is 10. Yeah, that's right. That's getting a little later in Chicago. It's still got a couple of tracks on it, but take it for what it is. America, you've got this, don't you?
That's a good record.
That's a good record.
Greatest hits.
Commodores, Natural High. Boston.
Probably good.
This is like which Boston is this? This is
That's
the first one.
They say,
self-titled.
Here we go, rocking in the streets.
Yeah, that's the self-titled first Boston. Air Supply, come on. Lost in Love. Jackson Brown, Running on Empty.
How many more do you have?
I'm just going to write. No, I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm not going to go through all of them.
You are.
Three Dog Night. This is a really cool cover. You got to show this cover off.
You're literally going through all of them.
No, I'm not. There's a stopping point. This is Hard Labor. Look at this cover. This Three Dog Night, and it's a really cool record too. Look at that. That's gnarly. It was a great record. Let's see. I'm Stevie Nicks. Gatefold. Stevie Nicks. Steve Martin. Here's a Blondie record, Eat to the Beat, that we jammed the other night off the air. That's a great record. We got some Atlanta Rhythm Section. Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA. Beverly Hills Cop. Eric Clapton, Slow Hand. Give me a break. Frampton Comes Alive. Another Jackson Brown. Some Doobies. Poco. Another, oh God. The Outlaws, which is Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson. Oh, God. Simon and Garfunkel, Charlie Daniels Band. It keeps going. And there's some clunkers in there, too, but some stuff we just had to split up.
Name one clunker.
Oh. ABBA.
Yeah, that's a clunker.
Rob Stoner. There's some
Probably.
wild cards in here. How about a little Eddie Rabbit, son?
That's not a clunker.
It's Eddie Rabbit.
It's Eddie Rabbit, not a clunker.
It's freaking Little River Bands back here.
LRB.
James Taylor, Elton John.
Yeah.
Pat Nebitar is in there.
Oh, Nevitar.
Oh, that's so heavy. Okay, so that's not even it. Stay tuned, there's more. No. Is this record over?
Nope.
Oh, no.
You might think it's over, but it's not.
So also, okay, where did that come from? We're putting that down in there. Okay. A little bit more for the dig of the week. I'm telling you, we've had 2 weeks to make up for this crap, man. There's so much we've got to cover. Steve Jones and I, we went out on a little video shoot earlier this week, and we had to make a couple of stops, and so we ended up hitting a Goodwill out in the middle of just BFE, man. We're talking like, I don't want to say what city it was in, but these people made me feel like a big city slicker. It's skipping, so what we're going to do, we're going to slide over, you're going to nudge it forward. You nudging it forward? All right. So anyhow, at a local Goodwill way out in the boonies, Steve and I ended up hooking up and got several records apiece. He got like 10, I got like 6. Let's check it out. Bob Welch. This is on Capitol, 1977. Bob Welch from Fleetwood Mac. Not checked this out yet. Looking forward to it. Little Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Child is Father to the Man. And this is like 68, I believe, on Columbia. Got to check out this cover. Got to check out this cover. This is one of the creepier covers in the history of creepy. I mean, look at that crap, man.
They can't get this.
Oh, sure they can.
Yeah.
Look at that. There's something wrong with that. I don't understand that. That is really creepy. All right, how about a little Nashville Brass featuring Danny Davis? All these were like a bug, man. The Nashville Brass, if you're not familiar with it, almost sounds like a country version of Herb Alpert, even though it doesn't really sound that country at all, really, I wouldn't think. I wouldn't say it's that country. Reminds me of Herb Alpert, kind of the Kmart trumpets got going on. Here's an A&M sampler called Music Box, which has Sergio Mendes, Herb Alpert, Wes Montgomery, Jimmy Rogers, Baja Mariamba Band, the Sandpipers, and Claudine Longet.
Baja Marimba Band.
Marimba.
Not Mariamba.
Mariamba.
Is that sealed?
Yeah, it's sealed.
Oh, man.
This record is actually sealed.
I've got it, but it's not sealed.
Yeah, so I look forward. I've heard Cameraman's got this, Steve Jones has got this.
Good.
Both say it's a great record, and now I've got a sealed copy, so this has never been played. That's going to be great. And one last one. This is Robert Roker and the Calypso Playboys. Now, I have a Calypso Playboys record. We featured it on Dig of the Week. It's one of those records you got back in the day when you went on a cruise ship trip.
Souvenir.
And it's got my favorite version of Deo on it.
Souvenir.
And it's on the record label, Souvenir. This also has the autographs of the cats playing the band on the back. They even give you a little room to go up and get an autograph. So after I started looking this up, I now want to collect every single thing on the Souvenir Records label.
Oh, good luck.
There's not that many.
Yes, there is.
No, I looked it up. It's not that many, but it's all this kind of stuff.
There's 12 bands, and there's 1 million records between those 12 bands.
Havelock Million.
12 bands. How many is that per band? That's less than 100,000 per band.
100,000 minutes per band?
No,
No?
more than that.
Okay. Hey, that's all I got for Dig of the Week. I mean, that's all we did. We only went through like 500 records. You should go to the graphic that tells everybody that we're done with the Dig of the Week segment. And man, what should we listen to? I'll tell you what, we're going to listen to Donald Fagen. So here's what we're going to do, folks. We're going to listen to this record that Sean 0612 has sent us. Donald Fagen, The Night Fly, and we're going to cue this up and listen to it while we go on a little break here. And when we come back, we're going to have us a so to speak and a chip chat. We're going to wet your whistle and then crunch you on up there. You know what I'm saying? So what you're going to want to do is stay tuned with us here on Grown Man Record Night, where we got all your favorite tracks. We've been doing the Mixed Up Friday night, throwing wild cards left and right. Mixing jazz and rock and psych stuff. We got a lot of crazy stuff coming up. It's been pretty cool. So let us know what you think. If we should keep doing this mixed up format, or if you like it going jazz, funk, rock. You know, I'm open to suggestion. So let us know what you think. This has been pretty interesting. I don't know if we'll do this every time, but it's been nice. It's been cool. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to jam on over to some of this Donald Fagen. Check it out. Don't go anywhere. And so stay with us here on Grown Man Record Night. As soon as cameraman can come back over here and put this graphic up. He's still messing with the record. Oh, is that? Yeah, there we go. Donald Fagen fading on in. So stay with us, folks, here on Grown Man Record Night. We'll be back in, so to speak, chip chat in just a couple minutes. Stay there. Hey everybody, thanks for staying with us. Grown Man Record Night. And this late night edition, double stuffed edition, and we're following the breakup with a little soda speak. We got a couple little quick beverages that we want to keep you up to date with in the soda world. A couple of things that friends of the program have brought us here in the last few weeks. And we're jamming that Donald Fagen that Sean sent us, the Night Fly. Really cool tracks, man. Not a record I was familiar with. I'm very proud to own it now, so thank you very much. We're going to follow this up. This record's about over. We're going to follow this up with some Quincy Jones, I Heard That, which is a really cool double LP compilation with a bunch of crazy players on it, really fusioning that into Quincy Jones. Enjoy it more and more every time. So we're going to slide on into that. As we start talking about our beverages, oh, the evening. So we mentioned the Flathead Lake brand, the last show we did, I think. Aaron, our metal buddy, had picked us up a couple of these in Virginia. Williamsburg, I believe. And we had, like I said, we had the Huckleberry a couple weeks ago. This right here is a Granny Apple soda. And I'm a big Granny Apple fan. This is going to spew everywhere. I actually kind of froze these sodas a little bit, folks. So if they spew, it's so damn hot down here, they've already thawed out. I set them out there in the yard for just a few minutes and they just thawed right up. So we got well, that smells, oh wow. That smells Granny Smithish, I'll tell you what. Let me take a pull of this in camera and I have you hold this mug up.
You've always liked that, apple sodas.
I have liked apple sodas, and I always, was a kid, would bitch about
why. Green apple soda.
Why isn't there an apple soda? There's all these crazy flavors of soda. Why can't we get an apple soda? And I think the Latin community, they've been doing that a long time. Herkle Gurkle is what I said about it. Oh, that's tart. Snappy. You want to pull that? It's snappy. It's a nice snappy apple soda. And it's translucent green. Why would you not want to drink something that's translucent green? Look at that. Fluorescent. It's good time. Canteen swill it. Put your fingers around it like we did the old canteen days. You don't have to touch mouth to the bottle. That's how you do that. That's sharp. Yeah. That's a good soda. I enjoy that.
I enjoy that.
That's a good soda. I wonder if is that real sugar or is that corn syrup? That's corn syrup.
Yeah.
Hey, that's all right.
They tried.
That's all right. It's a good soda though, I'll tell you what. So, and I got one more soda to feature here on Soda Speak this evening. And it's not really a soda per se. This is something that our good friend Josh, who has hipped us to some of the more unique items on the program. A lot of stuff from Japan, the Asian area of...
Not that stuff.
This is what you call Pocari Sweat.
I bet they don't call it that.
It's an ion supply. No, it's called...
They say Sweat or something.
No, it's Sweat. He even says it. He knows Japanese and he calls it Pocari Sweat. And here's the deal. It's still got some ice chunks. Let's hold that guy up.
Mistranslation.
Let's hold this guy up before while you're holding this up, I'll break bad on a little information about Pocari Sweat. It's a popular Japanese soft drink and sports drink. This is what would be the Gatorade for Japan. Josh said it's kind of like Gatorade. It's like that electrolyte replenishing drink, but with less flavor.
It's cloudy water.
It looks like it's cloudy water. So, Pocari Sweat is a mild-tasting, relatively light, non-carbonated sweet beverage, and it's advertised as an ion supply drink.
Ion? Wow. More than electrolyte, it's an ion.
Yeah, they're big into Josh likes the what do you call it when you the water with the
oh yeah, the stuff.
Yeah.
Divining?
He totes that around and drinks it.
Divining rods?
The neutral ion
no.
Whatever you call it?
Nope.
It's something like that.
Large Hadron Collider?
Nope. Okay, it has a mild grapefruit flavor with little aftertaste. Ingredients listed are water, sugar, citric acid, sodium citrate, blah, 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 blah. The reference to sweat. Now here's the big takeaway from this whole ordeal here. The reference to sweat in the name of the beverage tends to have a certain off-putting or humorous connotation for native English speakers.
Definitely humorous.
You're damn right. Because when I heard that, I'm like, it's called sweat and it's clear.
So cute. They don't know that.
And it's clear. I don't know. But the name was chosen by the manufacturers originally for the purpose of marketing the product as a sports drink in Japan. Probably like Donkey Kong, you know, how that's about a bad botched translation. Oh, we'll call it sweat because it's a sports drink. That's kind of what I'm gathering.
Yeah.
They don't realize when they say sweat, we're probably going to be like, oh, gross. You mean like drinking somebody's sweat? Because that's nasty as shit. Right? Let's see. People do not mentally translate names appearing in English and therefore not bothered by the connotation. So they did that on purpose with the sweat. And the Japanese are just like, so what? And we're like, oh, sweat.
Try it and see what happens.
Okay. So it's like, it's their Gatorade.
How long have you talked about it?
A little bit.
Yeah.
So here we go. Here comes some Picari sweat. And it's got
the sweat. It's cloudy.
Yeah, it's cloudy. It's got an ice chunk in there from when I overfroze it. It's got some grass from where I tried to thaw it out in the yard. So it kind of runs the gamut of things.
Gamut.
Here we go. I like that.
Yeah.
It's mild. There's nothing upsetting about that.
Sweet water or what?
Yep. It's like a sweetened grapefruit water, but light on the sweet and the grapefruit. Mostly water, little hints of flavor. I like that. That's really good. I could definitely see, especially the way it's been hot here recently here in the South, dogging that up. You want to try this? Dogging this up on a really hot day. That's been cool. All right, we've had us a good old so to speak, and tried a couple of new things that we've not had on the program. But I did want to mention, I was going to mention this record a few minutes ago before we went to our break. But I got to mention this record. In the box that Jill gave me, that me and Steve split up last week, is a comedy record that I've got to mention. What we have here is Andy Griffith, Just for Laughs. Now let's hold this guy up. This has the classic, what it was football. And if you've never heard Andy Griffith talk about what it was football, it's a comedy bit about this just complete hick seeing football for the first time. And if you've never heard that, go look it up, and we may play it here in just a little bit. It's classic. And it's so funny to hear him describe football as if an alien was here and never seen it. And I do want to mention, I'm not one to brag. I don't want to get on that whole bragging tip. But a couple of lines down, I am actually related to Andy Griffith. Now we're talking like my cousin's cousin or some shit. But I'm related. Nope. And I did know that the people that are related to Andy tighter in my family related. Is they said he kind of became a butthole when he got famous.
Make that face. Nope. Turn this way. A little more. Almost. Try a little bit harder. There you go.
Yeah. So Andy is kinfolk. You know what I mean? So I'm proud to have this record. And Andy is like that's like a religion down here, man. I mean, that's big time. For 30 years of my life, I ate supper and watched Andy Griffith, because that's what you do here.
What'd you do?
I ate supper, and speaking of eating, I am hungry. So what we've got to combat a little hunger here on this program is what we call Chip Chat. So we're going to start out this evening on Chip Chat with some more weird shit from Josh. And like I said, Josh is the one that provided us with the Picari Sweat. And he's always hipping us to the cool Japanese and Asian flavors. And what we have here is roasted seaweed snack. Now, I've actually tried this before. And I was, take it or leave it kind of thing. These are actually wasabi flavored. Now, this is from Trader Joe's. So, but what I didn't like about the seaweed snacks is that they kind of dissolved on your tongue like those Listerine breath freshening things from several years ago, and that was kind of off. That was kind of off-putting to me. I mean, okay. Here's what we got here. This looks like yard clippings. I'll be honest with you. This is the crap that comes out of your bag when you mow your yard. So let's everybody. Who wants a seaweed snack? You want to try one? These are wasabi seaweed snacks. So Cameron, why don't you hold up the? You got to try one.
I'm not gonna eat one.
Oh,
wasabi, man.
You like it?
No.
You like all of it. Look at that. It's like a sheet of green paper. That's gonna taste like seaweed and wasabi. So here I go. I'm gonna try one. Woo! That'll burn your gizzard. But it's send that around the horn.
I gotta say, if that wasn't wasabi, I would eat it. But I hate wasabi so much. It's good otherwise.
You like it other than the fact that it's wasabi?
I do.
They're
it tastes healthy.
It tastes healthy. I'll give it that. And they're salty. I like that. Tastes good with a cold beer. It's a pretty strong flavor. That seaweed's got a pretty strong flavor. I'm kind of on the fence about it, I'll be honest with you. Girlfriend likes it. You just don't like...
Lonnie Anderson thing.
We're watching a little Stroker Ace over here. A little Burt Reynolds, Lonnie Anderson, Jim Neighbors. The only thing I like better than winning a race is stuffing Torkel chicken in my face. See that? A little Stroker Ace going on there. A little NASCAR movie. That's what we do down here. We drink cold beers and watch 80s movies about NASCAR. That's what my life is. So, whatever. All right, so we're going to keep it moving with Chip Chat. Open bag special for this evening. Our old buddy Doritos Jack, those big Horkin Doritos chips that we featured before. Because, why? My mom sent over 2 big ass containers of her cheese bowl. And so I stopped and got some Doritos Jack. Just scoop down in there and get that mug. And those are great. Love those, even though they're enormous and can be a little much at times, but boy, they're great at getting a dip out. Fantastic. And I want to conclude this Chip Chat with 2 flavors of chips, and we're talking about the Lay's.
A tube of flavors?
These are a tube of flavors. The Lay's stacked variety. This Bossman hooked us up with these. They're 2 Lay's stacked chips that hadn't had this flavor before. And the big deal about these chips is that this is kind of Lay's, Frito-Lay's version of the Pringle, okay? And you'll see these on sale. To be honest, I can't believe these chips had lasted as long as they have. Because I thought these were going to fail pretty quick. They kept running these on special, and that led me to believe that they were going to go out and it's going to be a closeout at any time. They did not. They're still around, and they still run them on special. They're pretty good chips. I've had other flavors of them. I've not had these 2 flavors. So nice, thick, hard plastic containers. These feel like you could, you go on a camping trip, and you could roll up your things you take camping and secure it in these containers. These are heavy-duty containers. So these 2 stacks, flavors that we have this evening. All-American cheeseburger. We should have had this for 4th of July. Nice and freshly sealed. Oh, nice. And they're just like Pringles, but a little hard container, man. Look at that container. Let's hold that guy up, and then we'll send these mugs around the room for our studio audience here. They seem to be a little thicker than Pringles. What do you think?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Quite a bit thicker than Pringles. Those are good. But damn, I don't remember these being that thick. Quite a bit thicker than Pringles.
That flavor is weird.
Yeah, this is supposed to be cheeseburger. I kind of get that. I'm kind of not getting that. It's good, but I don't know how on the money that flavor is. You know what I mean?
It's completely on the money. If when you think cheeseburger,
yeah,
you think Burger King.
That does taste like it's flame
Which
broiled.
I don't. When I think cheeseburger, I think of something totally better. But if you think Burger King, when you think cheeseburger, then you're right on point.
It's flame broiled.
Yeah.
They've added kind of that flame broiled flavor.
Lord help us.
I don't know how they've done that. Okay, another Stacks we're going to try that Bossman hooked us up with is a dill pickle. Now, we've featured a few other dill pickle flavors, and they're some of my favorites. So it'd be interesting to see how these, we got to put some screws or some nails or door hinges in these containers. We got to save these containers. You could use these for so many things. They're so thick. And then the top goes on and it seals it up. Can't no bugs or nobody get in there. That's going a good container. Man. You know, now you go to Walmart, you go to Lowe's Home Improvement, you spend $4 on a container that good. Again, a thick chip, surprisingly. Good dill flavor. And that doesn't taste so much like pickle as it does dill. Straight up dill. That's good. That's a good chip. Right? It's kind of light.
Frosh.
It's frosh.
Frosh.
Somehow in a manufactured powder-based carcinogenic tube of hell, they've managed to make that taste fresh.
Frosh.
Frosh. So that's good. That's real good. Hell, that's all I got for a chip chat this evening, folks. We did a double banger for, so to speak, we did a double banger for chip chat. We had, oh God, hell of records to talk about this evening. So many, man. It took us a while to get through them, but we're banged off the air last week. So we had to make up our time here this evening. So we certainly appreciate you spending your Friday night here live on Ustream with us, and we hope that everybody will come back to their favorite segments on the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/MacheteMiller. Please hit like and subscribe and all that jazz, and let us know that we're your favorite uncle that doesn't touch you inappropriately. And, you know, we'll start an internet relationship from there. Cameron's going back to that damn woman graphic. He likes that one now. He likes that one. The one with that warmer on it. Yeah. So, all right. So what we're going to do, folks, we're going to continue the all mixed up Friday night. We're going to play stuff just completely crazy. Oh, I got another record. Hand me that record right there real quick. The very first one. I wanted to tell Sean about this one. I know he's a fan. Nope. Drop it down one more. Here we go. This is the original motion picture soundtrack for Beat Street. And this features Grandmaster Melly Mel on the Furious 5, Africa Bambaataa. Got some cool stuff on it, man. So we're going to jam this a little bit later for some old school hip hop for this evening. 1984 on Atlantic. So I was stoked to put that on. I sampled a little bit of it, so we're going to jam that here in a little bit. So anyhow, thanks for staying with us here on Grown Man Record Night. Be sure to catch us back next week at 8:30 here on Ustream Live Eastern Standard, and always go to Ustream and YouTube and hit us up and all that jazz. And so thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.